Let's start in child's pose. So bring the knees to the outer edges of the mat. Bring the feet together, sitting the hips back onto the heels. Reach the arms out long and rest the forehead on the ground. Letting gravity take over, settle into the pose. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale deeply through the nose. This class will be all about opening and strengthening the hips in order to provide more mobility and stability for the joint. Let the chest draw closer to the ground and relax through the hip creases. We'll be here for 3 more breaths, and bringing your awareness to your body, notice if there are any sensations. Be mindful that you're going to get a different stretch in your hips depending on if your knees are closer or wider apart. Lift the torso up, and we're going to slowly start to work our way into our upward dog. So keeping the legs wide, inhaling on the upward dog, and then on the exhale we'll work our way back into child's pose, keeping the knees wide. And keep going through this flow at your own pace, your own breath. So inhaling up into the upward dog, lifting the chest up, drawing the shoulders back, and then exhale, shifting the hips back, sitting back onto the heels in child's pose. In your upward dog, keep drawing the hips down towards the ground while lifting the chest away from the ground. Moving through these poses, we're working on extension and flexion of the hips. On your next inhale, make your way into your wide-legged upward dog. Relax through the glutes, and then start to bend the left knee, drawing the left heel towards your spine. And then slowly lower. Doing the same thing on the other side, we'll lift the right foot this time, bending at the knee. Inhale, and then exhale, release it back down to the ground. And then sit back into child's pose once more. Inhaling, shift forward into your upward dog. And start to bend through the left knee again, reaching the heel towards the spine. Exhale, lower. Inhale, bend the right knee, lifting the heel. And exhale, lower. Make your way into a tabletop position. Find a neutral spine and then extend the right leg long behind you, taking the toes to the ground. And then swivel the right heel down to the left and reach the right arm up. Start to lift through the right leg. So we're in a side plank variation. And then start to pulse the right leg up, up, up. Remember the breath, and then hold. Exhale and gently lower down, coming back into your neutral tabletop position. Extend the left leg back behind you. Swivel the heel down and back. Lift the left arm, and then lift the left foot. Find your stability, and then start to pulse, building hip strength and range of motion. And then inhale, hold. Reach the left arm up, reach the left leg up, and then exhale, come back into the tabletop. Finding downward dog, we tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, reaching the chest towards the thighs. Take a moment to pedal the feet, opening the hamstrings and the calves, and then settle into a still version of your downward dog. Remembering your breath, deep inhale through the nose, deep exhale. Begin to lift the right leg towards the ceiling, and then bend the right knee and start to open the hip. Keeping the knee bent, we're going to inhale and square the hips, and then exhale, open the hip back up. Inhale, square the hips, and exhale, open. Square the hips one more time, and then step the right foot forward between the hands, coming into low lunge. The left knee rests on the ground, and we reach the arms up overhead. Inhale. Tuck the pelvis to get more of a hip opening. And exhale, open the arms up to the right side. If it's available to you, let the left arm reach to the outside of the right knee. And let the right arm reach down to the outside of the left leg. On your next inhale, slowly untwist, making your way back into your low lunge. Arms reach up, and then exhale, frame the foot with both hands. And shift the hips back, coming into a hamstring stretch. The front leg straight. Feel free to bow over the leg for a deeper stretch. And then on the next inhale, work your way back into your low lunge, shifting forward. Tuck the back toes and step the back foot forward, forward fold. Hinging at the hips, will rise all the way up. Exhale, bring the palms to touch at heart center. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step back into your plank position and find your flow. So exhaling through your chaturanga, inhale, upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. Lift the left leg into three-legged dog and then bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, square the hip back off. Inhale, open. Exhale, square. Inhale, open one more time. Exhale, square, and then step the left foot through between the hands, coming into low lunge, setting the right knee down, arms lift up, and tuck the pelvis, getting that stretch in the right hip flexor. And then exhale, open the arms to the left side. For more of a stretch, drop the right hand to the outside of the left leg, and then reach the left arm down and back to the outside of the right leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And then inhale, slowly unwind, coming back into your low lunge. Exhale, plant the fingertips, shifting the hips back, straightening the left leg, coming into that hamstring stretch. Maybe bowing over the front leg, releasing. Inhale, come forward again into the low lunge, tuck the back toes, step the back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms reach up. Exhale, the palms come to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the palms, step back, finding your vinyasa. Plank pose, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg towards the ceiling, bend the knee, open the hip, and then step the right foot forward, swivel the back foot down to a 45-degree angle, finding warrior two. The torso rises up, the arms come to a T, and the gaze is out over the front fingertips. We're trying to open the hips here. Keeping the 90-degree bend in the front knee, we're going to flip the right palm up and then reach it up and back for your reverse warrior. Inhale, come back into your warrior two. And then exhale, we're going to take the right elbow to the right knee, coming into side angle. The left arm reaches forward. And then if you want to take the right fingertips down to the ground on the inside of that right foot, feel free to do so. Hold here, inhale, and then exhale, start to look down and plant both palms on the inside of the right foot, heel toe the right foot to the outer edge of the mat, coming into lizard pose. The back toes should have naturally shifted forward. And from here you have the option to stay upright or to bring the back knee down. There's also another option to come down to elbows. There's also the option to stay down on the elbows and lift the back knee again. They'll all provide a slightly different stretch and strengthening, so choose what works best for you in this moment. Inhale, lengthen from the left heel all the way through the spine and through the crown of the head. One more breath, and then exhale, lift the right leg off of the ground and shift it back into plank pose. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift the left leg, bend the knee, open the hip, step the left leg forward between the hands, swivel the back foot down, rise up, warrior two. After you settle into the pose, really work on opening the hips. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, flip the front palm and reach back, reverse warrior. Inhale, come back into warrior two. And then exhale, making your way into side angle, taking the left elbow to the left knee, or taking the left fingertips to the inside of the left knee. The right arm reaches forward. And then look down, swivel the back toes forward, plant the palms on the inside of the left foot, heel toe the left foot to the left edge of the mat, coming into your lizard pose. And again, taking any variation, either with the back knee raised or lowered, and the forearms either on the ground or on the palms. We'll be here for a few breaths, so settle into the pose. And then plant the palms if they aren't already, and pressing into the hands, lift the left leg up, and then shift it back into your plank pose and into downward dog. Step your right foot forward, and then swivel both feet to face the left side of your mat. Let your torso hang heavy, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Let the toes sickle in slightly, and keep a slight bend in the knees to prevent hyperextension. Try rocking back and forth just to feel the different stretch that creates. And then settle back into the pose, remembering deep inhale through the nose, deep exhale through the nose. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. And then on the next inhale, plant the fingertips in front of you. Heel toe the feet in closer together, but still about 2 feet apart. And then hinging at the hips, rise all the way up, arms reaching up. This time turn the toes out slightly, and bending through the elbows will come into cactus pose with the arms, and bend the knees deeply, sink the hips, coming into goddess pose. So we should have knee-ankle alignment. Inhale, and exhale, sink a little bit deeper. 1 more deep breath. Inhale, rise up. Heel toe the feet closer together, the toes still turned out. Exhale, the palms to heart center, start sinking the hips, bending the knees, lowering all the way down into your yogi squat, pushing the backs of the arms into the knees and the knees back into the arms. If this seems difficult, you may need to prop a mat or a blanket underneath the heels. You may also need to experiment with the distance between your feet. Inhale, try to find stillness in the pose. And then exhale, find your way to the front of the mat, however you wish to get there. And on the next inhale, we'll rise up, hinging at the hips, arms reach up. Exhale, the palms to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, plant the palms, step back, finding your vinyasa, chaturanga, up dog, and exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, lift the right foot, bend the knee, open the hip, and then set the foot back down. Lift the left leg into your 3-legged dog, bend the knee, open the hip, and then set it back down on the exhale. Start to walk the feet forward to the front of the mat. And whenever you get there on the inhale, we'll rise up, arms reaching up. And then exhale, the palms to heart center. Get grounded through the left foot and then start to lift through the right knee. When you have your balance, cross the right ankle over the top of the left knee and start to sink the hips. So flex both feet, coming into figure 4 chair pose. The deeper you sink the hips, the deeper the stretch, and the farther you reach that right knee towards the ground, the farther the stretch. On the next inhale, rise back up, releasing the leg. Shake it all out, and then get grounded through the right foot this time. Start to lift the left knee, and when you're ready, cross the left ankle above the right knee. And start to sink the hips into your figure 4 chair. Inhale. Exhale, try to sink a little bit deeper. You want to find that edge where it's not exactly comfortable, but it's not uncomfortable. Keep the left foot flexed and breathe. Inhale, rise all the way up. Release the left leg, shake it out. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, find a seated position. Coming into fire log pose, we're going to align the left shin parallel to the edge of the mat, and then place the right leg on top of the left, aligning ankle above knee and knee above ankle. Keep both feet flexed to protect the knee. If you need some support, place a block or a cushion underneath the right knee. And if you're feeling like you want to explore a little deeper, feel free to bow over the front legs, walking the hands forward, just being sure to keep the sit bones grounded. We'll be here for a few more breaths, so just tune into the body and be aware of any sensations and try to soften. Start to lift the torso up if it isn't already. And grasping the nearest ankle, start to draw the feet towards the hips, coming into cow face pose. So we're stacking knee on top of knee. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and if you wish to go a little bit deeper, feel free again to bow over the legs. Here the hips are in flexion and externally rotating. Deep inhale through the nose, deep exhale through the nose, letting your breath guide you. If it isn't already, start to lift the torso and uncross the legs. Extend both legs out long, just giving a shake at the knees. And then draw the legs back in, and we'll set up for fire log on the opposite side. So this time aligning the right shin with the edge of the mat, and then placing the left leg on top of the right. And again, aligning knee above ankle and ankle above knee. Grab a block or a cushion if it's needed and place it under the left knee. Or if you wish to go deeper, go ahead and start to walk the fingertips forward, letting the chest bow towards the ground. Keep both feet flexed and try to find stillness for the next few moments, but still keeping the mind present. Inhale into an upright position, and again grab the ankles and pull them back and close to the hips, coming into that cow face pose again and stacking knee on top of knee. If the knees aren't touching, that's totally okay, just stay where you are. But if they are touching and you wish to go a little bit deeper, then go ahead and walk the fingertips forward and find a comfortable position. We'll be here for a few more moments. If you're bowing over the legs, start to lift through the torso, uncross the legs, and make your way into a supine position. So we're going to lower all the way down onto our backs. Keep the knees bent and the soles of the feet on the ground. The feet should be about hip distance apart and a few inches away from the hips. Press the hands and the feet firmly into the ground, and then start to lift the hips up into your bridge pose. The gaze should be up and the neck should be neutral. For more of a challenge, interlace the hands behind the back and press the hands and the arms into the mat, lifting the hips even higher. Inhale And on the exhale, release the grip and lower down slowly. Windshield wiper the legs back and forth to release the back. Extend the left leg out long and to the ground and pull the right knee in towards the chest. Inhale, exhale. With the right hand, grasp the outer edge of the right foot, flex the foot, and start to pull the knee in towards a half happy baby pose. So you're reaching the right knee towards the right armpit. Experiment with bending the left knee and bringing the left sole of the foot to the ground, and then out long again, just seeing what works best for you and your body. And then carefully release the right leg, extending it out long to the ground, and start to draw the left knee in towards the chest, hugging at the shin. Deep inhale, deep exhale, and then grab the blade of the left foot with the left hand, pulling it into that half happy baby on the left side. And again, experiment with the right leg, bending the knee, and then extending it out long again. We'll hold here for a couple more breaths. And then release the left leg to the ground. Bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet to touch, and let the knees splay out to opposite sides. Coming into reclined Baddha Konasana. This is the variation that we'll take for our final resting pose. So go ahead and close the eyes. Let any tension in the hips release, and just let gravity take over. Try not to manipulate the breath. Just be. Start to draw the knees in together and roll over onto one side. Stay here for a breath, and then press the palms into the ground and find your way into a seated position. Get long through the spine. Relax again through the hip creases. Draw the knees towards the ground. Bring the palms to heart center. Deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale. Inhale again deeply through the nose. And this time we're going to open the mouth. Exhale it all out. Again, inhale. Open the mouth. Exhale it all out. Namaste.